Yo, 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 YouTube. Good morning. Today is Thursday, and I am getting ready to start my day doing my invoices, my shipping, all that good stuff. My day in the life video did fairly well, so I thought maybe I'd sort of keep it up with a daily blog of my activities that I have going on that day. Most days are pretty similar, so I don't know that you're going to see anything groundbreaking today versus the previous video. Let's check. Alright, so the first thing we do, of course, is send our invoices for the day. I actually sent a couple already. I did some right away when I got in here. But I have a few left to do. So I've got this Sonic the Hedgehog Tails sticker card. We need to send an invoice for that. That has not been paid yet. It was an accepted offer. Alright, and then we had a couple of music cards sold, though that needs to be combined. So that's good. So I'll put those two together to get shipping. One is Eric B. and Rakim, and one is Digital Underground from Yo MTV Raps. Those cards have done better than I thought they would. I've had a couple of sales pretty regularly with those. I already sent the invoice reminder on the Kenny Pickett auto and the Odell Beckham Jr. rookie. And then I just have this. I'm not going to send a reminder on the Favre 93 Topps Favre because I was taking a discounted price for it. So if they don't pay for it, I really don't care. Discounted meaning not much profit in it. So this one was a offer I accepted. It was 5 copies at $7 of this 96 Finest Jeter. I was asking $9, I think $8.99 regular, so I accepted an offer of 7 a piece. I can ship all 5 of those together in one envelope, so easy peasy there on the savings to accept $7 offer. All right, and that's it for invoices. So let's go do our listings. All right, so our next step here is to do our end listings. So click on our listings tab here. We're just going to end our 200 like I do every morning once the pop-up goes away. So hopefully this will show up here. So I've got these 200 listings here. It looks like these are mostly vintage, which is good. Vintage has been a little bit slower lately than what I'd experienced. You'll see from today's orders that I do have some vintage, but I would love to get some of these reloaded and get some more sales on the vintage side. So we'll wait till the end. eBay's a little bit slow today for some reason. Okay, so then I'm going to go to my ended tab. And then we will sell similar with our first batch. So it's going to get our first 50 of them relisted. Perfect. And we'll get back to the screen with all of them listed. There's the Fred Dryer, so we know those ones we listed. We'll delete that. Okay, the next batch starts with this Ben Simmons card. Similar. Ben Simmons is a tough sell. I don't think I've ever sold a Ben Simmons card. I only have a couple, but let's get those relisted. As of now, I'm not scraping cards that aren't good sellers and removing them. I figured I'd wait until I got closer to my maximum item count to do that, to make sure that, you know, I mean, if it has a chance of selling and it doesn't cost me any time or effort to leave it sit in there listed, I might as well leave it listed. So Roy Hilton is our top card. And then, you know, when I get closer to the 66,000, I'll probably go back and look at some listings, some players, whatever that I don't feel like need to be listed. I could throw into my dime box or whatever. All right, so we'll list those. I think I have one more batch to do. Some Fleer action cards. That's pretty awesome. Looks like the Redskins is the top one. Submit those. All right, should have that batch to delete. Don't think I have any duplicate listings that I removed yesterday to delete, so we should get right to our auctions, and we do. So that worked out perfect. So let's take a look at some of the numbers right now. So we'll go to my main selling hub. We've got 33 sales orders. Got 2 eligible for an offer. Our growth, we're at 38.2% increase from the last 31 days. So that's a pretty solid number, especially considering how much I was up the previous month. We have one late shipment, it looks like, showed up since yesterday. Otherwise, everything else is right in line here. We're top rated. We'll remain top rated. That's important. Our listing impressions is at 30 million, which is perfect. It's about 23% up from the last 31 days. Our page views are up 5.3, and our conversion rate is up 0.3, which is good considering how much listing I did yesterday. All right, and then feedbacks, we have nothing outstanding there to take a look at, so we're in a good spot. So let's go ahead and look at our sales to ship. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and fill our orders for the day. I've got everything pulled and sorted and stacked up pretty conveniently and ready to go. I have to top load everything, tape it, seal it, envelope it, all that good stuff. So we'll start with the first one here. I've got this 2000 Derek Jeter Fleer Showcase. It's a single card purchase. It sold for $4.99. Let's go ahead and top load that one up. Purchase our 63-cent label. And then tape. And we're ready to go as soon as that label's ready. So I don't know if any of you had a chance to watch the live last night from I did with Charlie. We talked about a little bit about the NFLPA backing out of the Panini deal, and you know, Fanatics looking like it's moving forward to take over sooner than later. Wondering what everyone's thoughts are on that. Sold my last Jake the Snake Topps Chrome rookie. Bought a dozen of these from a dealer in Appleton. One of my favorite cards of all time. And whenever I see him, I buy them. I was shocked to find 12 in one location. He had them priced at $1 a piece. I think I paid probably 75 cents a piece. And I sold 10 of them yesterday to one buyer. And I had one, I sold one previously, sold 10 to him, and then I sold the last one today. So they did not last very long. I got $5 for this. So bought them kind of as a joke, but I even still made a pretty good profit on it. But yeah, so the NFLPA, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. My guess is they looked at Panini's numbers. They got Panini's number information that was being misreported. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it could be dragged into the courts for quite a while. And we might not see any fully licensed football product this year. We'd just see team license stuff from Panini and player license stuff from Fanatics. I think Panini has some some exclusive player licenses as well, so they might be able to make some decent products just off of the player licenses with the team logos, but I don't know. And the teams might back out yet too, who knows. All right, the next sale is this Shaq Upper Deck Trade Card Rookie. One of my all-time favorite cards, and that sold for $9. Was asking 10, got 9 for it. Don't remember what I paid. I'm guessing in the $2 to $3 range, based on what I've paid for those cards before. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the NFLPA backing out with Panini? Do you think that's a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is it, I don't know. I think it's going to force Panini into making a deal with Fanatics sooner than later, since they're already going to lose the license in a couple of years, and now they're in a bad spot where they can't make fully licensed products. I don't know. We'll see. There's another one done. But that seems to definitely be the hot topic. I hit a buyer by 2 Skybox Metal Universe cards from 2021. This is Troy Mullins, a female golfer, and then this is Derek Trucks, who's a musician. I have no idea who he is. I had one buyer buy both of those cards. They paid $250 for the Troy, and let me see what they paid for the musician, $1.89. So not bad. I would have got those in a lot. I didn't buy any boxes of last year Skybox Metal, so what I'll do is I'll sleeve these back to back, and I'll try to put them in one top load if they fit okay. They do. So that way they at least go top loaded. But yeah, I had bought quite a few lots of Skybox Metal, so I'm thinking that that's where they would have came from, and I got those pretty cheap. And I was mainly looking for lots that had Jordans and Griffies and Tigers, the GOAT cards in it. So I would have gotten a few of those cards, which are easy flips, and then a bunch of this random stuff too. So nice to get some sales on those. So now what I have to do with this, since they bought them in 2 separate transactions, I have to first purchase my label. Here, I can show you this, what I do. So what I do is I purchase the label on the one transaction. Eventually. Because you only want to pay 63 cents. You don't want to ship each one separately. So wait for my label to load here. I'll print that. And then what I have to do is hit this. There's a copy button here for the tracking number. So I'll hit that copy. Usually I do this with my phone. But I'm recording with my phone, so this is good. Now I'll have it on the PC. All right, so we want to copy this number. Oh, I'm guessing it copied. I guess we'll find out. We'll go back to orders. We're going to find that additional order from the same buyer right here. And instead of purchasing a label, we're just going to add tracking. So we're going to copy, paste. Is that the right one? 904? Nope, it's 983. Let's see if it's in here. It didn't copy. Well, I have the label, so that's easy enough. Here's the label. It's got the tracking number right on it. So I'll just type it in. So it's ES. Okay, and then for the carrier, you choose eBay send, which means envelope, and then you save and continue. And boom, that takes it right out of your orders. Let's just refresh here and make sure that that is gone. All right, so the musician card is gone. So that worked perfect on there. Okay, back to regular orders. All right, so back to filling some single orders here. The next one is this 1976 Steve Grogan Topps Record Breaker card, sold for $2.99. So go ahead and get that one top loaded up. Yeah, I think the deal with Fanatics, even though they're kind of monopolizing, I shouldn't say kind of, they're pretty much monopolizing the entire professional sports card market. I still don't think it really gives them carte blanche to do what they want, because their entire business is based on the fact that they get these licenses from the players associations and the leagues. And if they're screwing up and not, putting out good product or bad customer service, whatever, or they can't pay the licensing fees anymore because they didn't get enough sales because products aren't good, whatever the case may be, the leagues as we've seen with Panini now, even though they've had a long-term contract, they'll just pull the plug and go somewhere else. So I still believe that to some degree they're regulated in the fact that the bodies that they're licensing the stuff from will have final say on anything that they do. All right, so the next one is this Topps Super Rookie Troy Aikman card from 1990 Topps. Got this from a quarter box, I think, at the National. So nice little pickup before. I've sold some of these. A lot of collectors like the Topps Super Rookie. Of course, his true rookies are 89 Pro Set and 89 Score, which I do have an 89 Pro Set sale in here too. So Troy Aikman stuff's been good lately. But this one I got $2.50 for it. So go ahead and get that one out. Yeah, I'd like to hear everybody else's thoughts and feedback on some of the NFLPA stuff. Do you think the NBA is going to join in on that? What about soccer cards, like the soccer leagues? I don't know. Could get weird for a while, and I don't know that we're going to get any football product this year, like fully licensed football product. And I don't know how that plays into things either. I'm glad I have a lot of older product, because I think if people can't get new stuff, or the new stuff doesn't have licensing or doesn't have the players in it that they want, I think we could have a lot of collectors, investors, hobbyists looking at previous cards to try to still be active in the hobby without being able to break boxes. Next one is a 2009 Playoff Contenders Favre base card, sold for $1.29. So we'll get that out. The 2009 cards do very well for Favre. He wasn't in a lot of sets because he retired at the end of 08. And so some companies were like, okay, well, that's it. We're not going to make cards. It's not kind of like it is now, where they make cards of retired players in pretty much every set. They didn't really do that then. Once you retired, you generally didn't get cards. So Brett's not in a ton of sets. And of course, he only played for Minnesota for 2 years. So you need 2009 or 2010 cards if you're a Vikings fan. And that's it. Those are your selections. So try to buy 2009 cards as often as I can. This next order is an interesting one. It's a bulk purchase. Buyer bought 10 copies of this 1997. Here, I'll show you one. 1997 Pinnacle Inscriptions Dufex foil card. Pretty sweet looking card. This is the Challenge Collection. If you look at the back, it has the little Challenge Collection logo down there. So it's technically a parallel, but that's pretty much all you're going to find is the Dufex foil version. And then bought 8 of these 97 playoff close-ups, they're called. This was a set they released in 97. I think it was the only year they ever did it. This is card number 1. I think, yeah. So obviously the idea behind it was a super close-up of the player. So we've got 8 copies of those. So that buyer bought 18 cards for $28.50. So nice bulk sale for me there. I think I'm going to have to send these in a bubble mailer, because 18 cards is, especially a little bit thicker cards, is too many to put in a couple of card savers. So I'm going to try to find, I think I have a small box I can put them in. And get rid of some of these sticker backs here. Let me go see if I've got a small snap box to put them in. I think that'll be the best way to ship them. Okay, so I'm not sure they'll all fit in here. I've got a little, I think this is a 25 card box, so considering it's 18 semi-thicker cards, I think they'll all fit in there. I'm obviously going to take them out of the sleeves, so that'll reduce size as well. But I do not think they are going to fit in this. So we might have to come up with another alternative for packing and shipping on this one. And if this doesn't work, I know exactly what I'm going to do next. So I'll show you how I do that. And they are not going to fit. All right, and that's the only little snap box I had, except for a couple of really, really giant ones. So what I do here is I go like this. I'm actually going to leave each one sleeved. And then I'm going to make a top load sandwich. So I'll show you what that looks like. And then I bag them just to help keep them together a little bit. There's an up close, and it looks like I need one more sleeve. All right, so what I do in this case here, we've got 8 for one and 10 for the other, so small enough numbers. So I'll top load 2 copies. So I'll top load that one. I'll top load this one here. And then I'll take the rest of the copies and I will make a little sandwich with my 2 top loads. So I'll take the one top load, that'll be the bottom. Put all the other loose copies right on top of that. And then put the last top loaded one on top of that. And then you got a little protected sandwich. I'll tape it up real good. Now remember, this is also going in a bubble mailer, so it's going to have that protection as well. So I tape all 4 sides of the sandwich to keep it together. So there, you got a pretty solid little sandwich. And then I have some team bags here. Take a team bag. And I always put these in upside down in the team bag because I don't want the openings facing the opening side of the bag. The whole point in taping and doing all that is to keep the cards from sliding out at all. There's no way they're going to get out of here. So, and we'll pull the plastic cover there, and then we've got our little sandwich bag. All right, so let's do that with the other set. I don't think these are all sleeved. Obviously they're not. I showed you a loose one on the camera. So sleeve a couple of these, the last couple of these, and then we'll make our sandwich. So we'll do our first one top loaded, and then our second one top loaded. And then this one was a lot of 10, so our sandwich is going to be a tad thicker, but 10 is still, on regular size cards, is still small enough to make a sandwich. So we'll do our bottom top loaded card, and our loose cards on top of that. And then our top for the top sandwich of the sandwich. That's our top bun. All right, and we'll tape them all up. You just got to hold them together as best you can while you're doing the taping so that they don't slide too much out of position. If they weren't chrome cards, if they were like, let's say it was 10 top space paper cards, I would take the inside sandwich cards and I would just put them all into one thick sleeve. and just sleeve them all together. It's a little easier to keep them together that way, but I try not to sleeve a bunch of multiples of cards when they're cards with scratchable surfaces, so chrome, the foil, stuff like that. I try to sleeve individually. All right, so same thing, get it in upside down in our bag. This one, we're gonna add inside it, static. We're gonna add a business card, so we'll just slide that right into the back of it. And there we go. Now, when I pack these, of course I missed one. When I go to do the final packing of these and put it in the bubble mailer, what I'll do with that is you can actually put 2 packets together perfectly in the bottom of the bubble mailer. So I'll show you that in a second here. Just got to get this other one in there. Okay. There we go. So back into the baggie we go here. These baggies are really sticky, so it's once you pull that peel off, it's best if you don't have to take it back out of the baggie. All right, so we've got our 2 sandwiches here. Grab bubble mailer off my giant stack there. And then I literally will I'll put 1 down here, 1 down here, and then I fold that bubble mailer in half. And they're nice and snug and safe and protected. Remember, this is a $28 order. It wasn't like these were $300 cards each or anything. Packaging changes as the value changes. So you can see I got my 2 packets in there. They fit in there perfect, nice even-sized package. I'll go ahead and fold that up. Got this nice little padded envelope portfolio. Pull the sticker cover off, and there it is. All right, then we just got to weigh it. I'm pretty sure we're going to be under 3 ounces. I've done this enough that I can generally know the weight of a package. Of course, I got stuff on my scale right now. Yeah, too much cards to list. But I'm buying a little bit much. Okay, let's get our scale over here. And actually, I think I'm going to just set it on the floor. It's the best space I have right now. So I was wrong. It's actually 4 ounces, 4.1 ounces. All right, so we're going to go back and print our label. Doesn't really change at all how I print the label. Just obviously it's going to be a ground shipping label as opposed to a... Actually, let's just do 5 ounces on this to make sure. As opposed to the 63-cent, regular envelope label. It's now going to be a Ground Advantage label. So when it prints, it just has a G on it. And instead of it looking like an envelope label, it looks like a packaging label. Okay, so labels come in here. So we'll print that. So you can see it's got the G up there for ground. And it fits perfectly over this shape of envelope. So real easy to stick on. And there we have it. I always put it over the side that has the flap because I just like extra sealant. Just like I do with the envelope where I put it over the sealed side and then fold it over. Do the same thing with my padded envelopes. So we got a really nice, safe, secure, easy to ship padded envelope there for that one. All right, the next one to ship is this 1998 Absolute SSD thicker card with the little acetate window there. So since it's thicker, it's not going to fit in a top load unless I save thicker top loads aside whenever I get them, and I'll try to use those for certain cards, but I don't have anything with that thickness, so it's going to go in one of these. So it's just going to ship Card Saver today. One thing you can do to try to help protect the acetate window is you can put a little something on the top and a little something on the bottom. Maybe I do have a thicker card holder in here. Sometimes I'll just grab my stack of shipping supplies and see if I've got a thicker card holder. Because my one fear with this, and I've actually had this happen with one of these cards before, is that in the card saver, it doesn't protect the acetate window that well. So I'm a big fan of the top loads for shipping versus the card savers. I don't have a thicker card holder in here that I'm seeing right now. I have some from a collection that I just bought that I haven't done anything with yet. So I might actually just steal one from there for now. Let's see here. Let's try this one. I bet this one would work perfect. So I have a collection that I also bought on Saturday. I haven't made the video for it yet, so I'm not going to show you any of that. But I do have some cool cards out of that too. So here, now I got a top load for it. So we're going to top load it and ship it. That'll protect the acetate a little bit better. I think, is that one too thick? Yeah, this one actually might even be a little better. Card thickness is kind of a pain in the butt at times when you're going to ship stuff. Because you can see this one's actually a little too thick. It slides out. So I'm going to take this one out and try this one. And this one is going to be perfect. Nice and solid in there. Okay, so after all that, we've got our berry packed and ready to go. Now this one was definitely worth buying and definitely worth the sale, even with the extra little packing efforts. I paid 10 cents for this out of one of the 10-cent. So even though those cards a little bit more effort to pack and ship, it's a pretty cool card. It has pretty liquid, and I got $6 for it, and I paid 10 cents for it. All right. So nothing else in the shipping in this one changes. Still just put it in a plain white envelope. It's only a bit thicker. It's definitely under the 1/4 inch. Go ahead and buy my label. We can move on to the next one. So this past weekend, I was at the Janesville Card Show. First time I'd ever gone to that one. It's in Janesville, Wisconsin, which is close to Madison, for those who don't know the state. It's a pretty good show. A lot of dealers. Definitely found some materials to buy. Some prices were a bit high, so I had to bulk up a little bit more than maybe I normally would just to get the right prices. Sold this metallized, so another Skybox Metal Universe from 2021. This is Michaela Schifrin, downhill skier, for $2. But yeah, it was a good show. It was hot in there. I think that scared some people away early, which maybe wasn't a bad thing. I was able to hit a bunch of tables later in the day and still find good stuff. But I'm gonna try to go to one or two further away shows, especially if I haven't been to it before. I'm gonna try to do one or two a year, just to get some exposure at some different shows and see some different vendors, that kind of thing. So Janesville kind of fell at the right time for that. Okay, here's a vintage sale. This is a 1964 Philadelphia play of the year. So Lions versus Bears. And then it's got the player list on the back. Pretty cool card. This sold for $2.99. So full price on that one. That's what I had listed it at. A lot more vintage sells at full price than modern does. I run into streaks where it's like I'll sell like 5 or 6 cards, within a few minutes of each other, and they're all sold at full price. Don't know why that is, but that's kind of how it happens. And then, maybe it'll be a bit where it's all offers and stuff that I have to look at for prices. But yeah, everybody in Janesville was really nice. Like I said, I picked up some stuff, got a little bit of non-sport. If you did watch my pickups video, you would have seen that. Had some okay variety. I stick to I really like diamond quarter boxes. Those are kind of my favorite. But if you can combine them with some better cards, some $1 cards, some $2 cards, a lot of times they'll throw in those 10 and 25-cent cards for free. So they're cherry-picked cards. It's not junk. And you get them for nothing, which is the right price. So that was kind of my strategy, especially with that first dealer. His prices were really high. Actually, the stuff in his dime boxes were actually better than I thought they were. But all his $2 top loads stuff was priced too high. Which is okay because I knew that I would buy enough quantity. So this Burrow Phoenix base sold for $3. I just listed this late yesterday afternoon. I got this out of one of the 50-cent boxes, I believe. So pretty nice quick flip there. I bought this in Janesville. This was Janesville cards I was listing yesterday. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of what I had to do. I sort of had to buy up on some top-loaded stuff in order to get the lower stuff for the right price. Or free, really. So I'm starting to try to get as much Mahomes base, Burrow base. I sold a bunch of Mahomes base stuff the other day to a buyer to be ready for the season that way. This is a 1991-92, I believe. Skybox. This is one of my favorite sets of all times. I bought this, it wasn't a full set, but close to a full set, and it had the whole entire Barcelona puzzle together too from the Dream Team, I believe is basically what they're referred to. And I got them all for 79 cents, and those sets alone sell for like 35 bucks. So I've just been selling the singles ever since, and they sell. Anyway, this is Stacey Aikman from the Seoul Olympics, and that sold for $1.50. It's not a lot of money, but you got to remember I paid 79 cents for the whole lot of the cards. I easily made tons of profit off of it, so this is just the little bits of profit left that I can take as time goes on. So essentially I have nothing into this, so at $1.50 after expenses and everything else to eBay, I've got about 50 cents that I make on it. So, but I'll take 50 cents. You do enough of those in a day, making decent money per day. All right. And I would much rather be doing this than just about anything else for work. Okay. Next, I've got this Proline Portraits, Joe Montana, super low end, cheap card from 93 Proline. These were like a set. Each player had like a set of different photos. This is one of from the Joe Montana set. It's number 5 of 9. So he had a 9-card set. I sell these pretty cheap because I get them very, very cheap. This would have came in like a big Montana box of base cards I would have bought for, I don't know, 100 cards for $5 or something like that, and it would have a bunch of this kind of stuff in it. Anyway, I got $1.89 for it. It's not bad for the sale price. So how that sale would have came to be is I listed it at $1.99. Somebody would have liked the card or followed the card or click the little star on the listing that they wanted to watch the card, and I get the list of those watchers, and I sent them an offer for $1.89, so I give them 10 cents off, which is 5%. If it's $2 and you give them 10 cents, it's $2, 10 cents. Yeah, it's 5%. So a good discount for me to offer. I have a potential buyer on the line. The buyer buys it. Everybody wins. All right, next, and this is my last copy of this one. I sold a bunch of these recently, so once I got a sale, it hit the algorithm. Actually, I have 2 left, it looks like. But it's this 99 Topps, the 3 shortstops, I believe. So it's A-Rod, before A-Rod went to the Yankees, because of course he didn't take Derek's job. But it's A-Rod, Derek Jeter, and Omar Garcia-Parra. 3 of my favorite 90s players. And this sold for $1.99. So full price. I'll get it top loaded up here, maybe. I'm in trouble getting. Oh, it's in a thick sleeve. So take that out of there. So that's nice. I end up gaining a thick sleeve out of that. Those are a little more expensive. So, but the thick sleeve doesn't fit in the standard top loads. Okay, so we'll print that one, get it shipped out. All right, so what else is going on? So this weekend, I do not have any shows or anything like that. I am going to be set up at the KI show in Green Bay on the 16th of September. So I have some 10-cent and 25-cent boxes to kind of assemble yet. I'm going to see if I can do some of that. Hopefully today, maybe this afternoon. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff to list, and I want to keep that going. Oh, here, I should show this one. 2004 score base, Brett Favre, sold for $1.29. So that's the base price to still make a profit. And it's a small profit, like 20 cents. But I have so much of this Favre stuff. The motivation is to try to get them to sell in a quantity of more than one. Like I had that buyer who bought 20 copies of those 2 cards. That's where the better money comes in. But yeah, I'll be set up at the Green Bay show. That'll be dime cards, quarter cards. Won't be my boxes there. Charlie will be there with me. He'll have his dime and quarter boxes, maybe a couple extra things. I've got some figures and stuff like that I want to sell yet, so I might bring some Funko Pops and a little bit of that stuff. Here's an Aiden O'Connell. He just got announced the starter for the Las Vegas Raiders. This is from Bowman Chrome U. First Bowman Chrome card. Sold that for $1.99. Probably should have raised the price on that now that he's being announced the starter. But that's okay. As long as I can get sales, especially stuff that I pulled out of a pack, I love to get the money back on the cards, the base cards. And, you know, if the buyer got a good deal, that's okay too. All right, so at least he paid full price. My full price. All right. Yeah, that'll be the next show that I'm doing. I don't think I have anything else coming up on any of these weekends that I want to do. This one I just got at the National out of the 30-cent boxes on the final day. So I probably paid 25 cents for it. I sold it for $3. Yeah, if you know of any other good shows coming up soon in my area, I know I had a couple in Ohio that were suggested to me, so maybe that'll be on my bigger list for next year. Planning to go to the National in Cleveland, so I'll obviously be in Ohio for that. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's hard when you're buying 10-cent cards to drive 6-7 hours to go get those because the expenses are higher to do, quite a bit higher to do that. And I'm fortunate. I have a lot of regular shows in my area. I have a regular Green Bay show. We have a quarterly Green Bay show, the one I set up at. We have a bi-monthly Appleton show, which is close, about a half hour away. We have Madison, we have Oak Creek, we have Janesville. Yeah, and then there's a couple of Oshkosh ones thrown in there. Yeah, so I don't really have to do a lot of traveling to get to shows for buying. This is a 95 Pinnacle Berry. Again, kind of like the Montana, I would have got this in just a giant box of berries that I buy once in a while, generic berries. So probably paid, 5 or 10 cents for that, I'm guessing. And I sold it for $1.99. So that's kind of how my show future looks like over the next month or two. Then we start getting into Halloween and the Christmas season, and everything else kind of takes over. Winter, here winter is a thing. So we'll have to see where the schedule goes from there. I will likely do the Green Bay KI show again in September, October, November. There'll be a December show, and I'll be doing that one, provided it's not like the week of Christmas or something weird. And that should do really well because we'll be in the heart of the NFL season at that point. Sold a 92 Topps Brett's first year Topps card, $2.50. I have 81 copies of this card. I'd been buying them in bulk for a long time. They're really good sellers for me. There's the gold parallel, of course. The gold foil parallel sells really well. And there's no way I paid $2.50 for this. I'm guessing I paid 75 cents-ish, somewhere around there. So I accepted that. I think I had them priced at $2.99. So got an offer at $2.50. We'll take it. When we have 81 copies, we are going to make some sales on those cards. I was hoping to, I used to find a lot of bulk buyers for those. I was hoping to find a bulk buyer, but I haven't really on those yet. I did on the golds not that long ago, and I sold a single gold a couple weeks ago. But base ones, I haven't found any bulk buyers. Those were PSA Pens of that were going for like $100 for a while. It was crazy. I think now maybe $35 would be about the right price for 100 or for a PSA 10. Okay, this is a good one. I actually pulled this out of a pack myself. This is Shohei Ohtani, and it's the I can't remember what they call this parallel. Ice foil parallel. Pulled it out of a pack. I bought a blaster of Bowman Platinum half price at Walmart, so it's $17 for the whole box. And then this Ohtani parallel sold for $7. So I got almost half my money back on the one card. Just wanted, every once in a while, I want something to rip. Like to have some new cards and some new players to put in the store while having a chance at getting some good cards, some cards with some bigger value, some nice parallels, that kind of thing. And so that's what I bought. All right, we're getting down here. We've got probably 8 or 10 more orders to pack. Let's see, what do we got next? Next, we've got a Brady card, and this is my last copy of this. Again, it hit the algorithm. I sold a few back-to-back, and so it's been promoted highly by eBay, not by me, not by a cost on my end, but sold the last copy now. This is 2003 Flair. Sold this for $8, so good price on that one. So get quantities of cards, list them as quantities, and as you sell a few, the algorithm naturally promotes that listing because it has sales history. That's what sucks when you sell the last one. Now I have to do, it'll be a new listing when I get more of them, and it won't be in that algorithm as having sales. So I try not to let things go all the way to sellouts that are good sellers for me, because I want to keep that sales history in the listing. But that being said, if somebody wants to pay full price and buy the last copy, I got to sell it too. So, okay, I got a whole stack of these at the National for $1 a piece, and then before discounts, I probably paid like 75 cents a piece. Sold this one for $8. So probably have another 6 or 8 of them left. Well, here I can look on here. I have 8 left. So that was a really nice buy. Troy Aikman is underrated. Multiple Super Bowl winner, a couple of Pro Bowls. Stats are decent. He's not the best quarterback in the history of the league by any means, but played for the Cowboys his entire career. He's in the media. He does broadcasting. Like, don't sleep on the Aikman stuff. You can find them cheap a lot of times, and I'll scoop them up. They're not as big a seller as Barry and Far, you know, the obvious ones, but they do sell. I mean, I sold 2 cards that I'm shipping out today alone. Okay, this I got in the finals attacks packs. One of the tins, I believe. This is Giorgino. This laser foil insert. You get like 5 or 6 inserts per pack. So not like uncommon really or anything. So, but I got $3 for that. So pretty much the rest of this is all easy pack stuff. Which is nice. I don't have to be creative like I did on some of the earlier orders here. So I tried to buy more basketball at the Janesville show. I don't have a ton of it. My basketball sections in my drawers are slimming down. I've sold a bunch and haven't bought a bunch. So I tried to focus on that a little bit, and basketball is really going to start heating up because that's the next season to kick off after the NFL. So this is the right time to pick some of that up. This is a cool card. I got it for 50 cents. I've had a few Favre versions of this card, so there's like a net in the middle of this card. It's not like game-used NFL netting from the field goal or anything, but I like the design of the card. So you've got like the field goal here, and then this is supposed to be the net behind it, and then the player standing in front of it. And it's called Net Fusions, because they're kind of fusing the player with the net. I don't know, just they're super cool. 50 cents. Steve Young, Hall of Famer, won Super Bowl, I believe. Yeah, it's just a nice card to have. And I'm going to run into the same problem that I ran into with the Barry. It's going to be a tad thicker. So let me see if I can find a little bit thicker top load to use. Let's see, this one might work here. So yeah, sometimes when you're packing cards, the struggle is real. You got to try to find materials that will work. I try not to use brand new top loads. They're too expensive. But that means it's a little bit more of a challenge to find. Yeah, see, that's a little small. That can mean that sometimes it's when you're buying the used ones, you got to make sure you get or try to get ones that have some different sizes too. But a lot of times when I'm buying lots or I'm buying stuff from shows or whatever, you know, you're going to get stuff with different size top loads anyway, and I just kind of rob from Peter to ship to Paul on this stuff and just try to find a top loader that's a little bit bigger that I can use. That one looks too big too. Let's see. I'm struggling a little bit to find one. I don't want to put it in here, and the reason being is this netting in the back is thinner, and I don't want it getting kind of punched around in the envelope that way. So it's just kind of ironic that today I sold 2 cards that are sort of weird like that. That's smaller. Should have one that's just a little bit thicker that I could fit it into. Try this one. And if I don't, I might have to use the card saver and go with it. All right, so we found one. We found a little bit thicker top load. I think that'll ship it a little better. So tape that up, get a sleeve out, or I get a label printed for that one. All right, we're moving right along here. This is all we've got left to pack. You can see it doesn't take forever for the most part. Once in a while you get the weird ones that adds a little time, and I like doing them one at a time. I know I've been asked before, well, why don't you just print all your labels and then go pull the order? Nope, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get them mixed up. I want to make sure that I combine shipping on stuff so I don't spend unnecessary funds, things like that. Next one is this Brady Tribute card, number 326. And it does have a slight bit of paper loss there. I don't know if you can see that. I won't focus on it. But there's a little bit of paper loss right there on that side. I talked to the customer already. They knew it. I priced it correctly and dropped the price a bit with it being damaged. And he's good to go with it. I sold it for $3.50. I got that out of the dime box, I believe, or a quarter. It might have been a quarter box, 50-cent box. One of those. Certainly not more than 50 cents before discount. So probably paid 30 cents, something like that, max. It's really hard to remember every single card and where you got it from, especially when you buy bulk and it starts as one price and you end up as another deal, and then how many cards did you end up getting, so you figure out a price per card, and just do the best I can. I know at $3.50 I definitely made some decent money on it. And again, I bought this at Janesville, so I've had it for 3 days before it sold. So a quick flip is always valuable. Well, this is interesting. I've had this listed for a while. I got this in a big box of Topps Chrome baseball. I don't know baseball that well. I don't invest in a lot of baseball. So generally once a year I'll just try to find a nice big lot that has some refractors and mojos and whatever else inserts in it. And I'll buy that for my baseball for the year. And this is a Wander Franco. Oh, yeah, it is a rookie. Wander Franco Topps Chrome rookie. It came in that lot. I got 700 cards for $13, I think. Super cheap. So whatever I got this for, it's going to be profit. But I've had it listed for $2.99 for a while, and somebody offered me $2.75. Thought it was kind of strange that somebody wants to buy it now, since he's in all kinds of trouble. Not good trouble, like career-ending type trouble. But whatever, I'll take the $2.75. I don't really have anything into it. I don't think Wander's got a long career if he's in the kind of legal trouble he might be in. So I'll sell it. So happy to ship that out. I actually sold 2 Wander cards. I don't know, it's strange. Don't know why all of a sudden. I know the prices have gone down. So maybe buyers are just thinking, hey, I can get steals on these Wander cards right now. I'm going to buy them up. And I didn't even have mine priced that high to begin with. So those baseball cards, I just try to turn them over because I know the odds of most of the rookies and things like that panning out is extremely slim in baseball. All right, the next one is this Ken Griffey Jr. Sports Illustrated for Kids. Came in a lot with a bunch of other stuff. They were all actually hand cut as opposed to perforated and torn out. So I sold this a little bit cheaper. I got $5.99 for it. And I probably paid about 5 cents for it in the lot. So pretty good turn on that one. Some people don't like them hand cut. Well, I should say most collectors don't like them hand cut. They like them torn at the perforation. But others don't mind. I've sold hand cut copies before. I sold a couple messy cards that way. Especially cards that would normally sell a little bit higher as the perforated copies. Buyers are happy to pay a little bit less and get a cut copy. So that Griffey's going out. And then here's my other Wander Franco. I got this for free, kind of as a joke from Ethan. He threw this in and for me, and I said, hey, I'll take it. Maybe I'll find a buyer for it. And I did, and I got $8 for it. It's just a manufactured, numbered, it's a number on a card, like it's not really a thing. Let's see now, I need a little bit. Do we want to top load this? No, I don't think so. I think I'll just put it in a thick sleeve and I'll use a card saver for this one. Now, some people don't like cards like this because of shipping. All right, last card to ship out, last but not least, an 06 Finest Jeter. Again, something that hit the algorithm really well. I had probably 8 or 10 copies of this. They just kept selling consistently over the past week or two. And I think I have just one left. This sold for $3.99. And that, once this one gets printed up, that will do it for shipping for today. Next, it's about 10:30, so not bad. I got pretty much all my order stuff taken care of for the day. And then the next thing will be to maybe do a little bit of organizing. I got a lot of stuff on the desk right now. And then get to listing. Listing is always a priority. And then maybe later today work on organizing my value boxes for the Green Bay KI show. So that's it. That's the last one for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed this format of conversational morning work. And I'll continue it. I'll still do the sales and that kind of stuff. But I'll do them this way a little bit differently than just showing you all the cards. Thanks again so much for watching. And we'll see you again soon.